Why isn't your chess rating improving? Well, the answer I think is actually pretty simple. You might have a few questions such as, why isn't my chess improving? What can I do to improve it? Or who are you to make this claim and to show us how to improve your chess? So I'm actually going to show you guys my own progression in chess on chess.com. I'm going to show you my stats to give you an example of basically how I could have gotten better faster and why it is that I didn't. I'm also going to show you guys 3 examples of some different YouTubers who got to 2000 elo, some of which went from 0 to 2000 in only 2 years. So if I go to my profile right now, my rapid right now is sitting at 1690, my blitz is 1599, my bullet is 1746, puzzle are up to 2536. My daily is 1557. Let's look at my rapid. So if I look at my rapid, okay, and we're going to go to all time, I open my chess.com account October 23rd, 2020. Okay. And as you can see here, I started out 900, dropped drastically down to 700-ish. December 31st, 2020, I am somewhere around 800, 700 to 800 in rapid. I kept playing, and in fact I think I was playing a ton on my phone, just like not studying anything, just addicted, and had my phone in front of me all the time playing chess. Let's go to a year. Okay, so roughly a year after I opened my chess.com account, I was 1452, which is okay. It's not terrible. And, you can just see the visual representation of my progress. It climbed a bunch right here, and it's somewhat flat, like the highest I've ever gotten in rapid was 1748. So it's definitely not bad. My peak was on July 13th, 2023, over 2 years from when I started. Okay. And I am at I was at 1748. Which is okay. But now let me show you guys some examples of some other YouTubers that I have found doing this like journey to 2000 elo, and people who actually have gone from essentially beginner to 2000 in 2 years. So I want to start with this one. Her name's Kamryn, and shout out to her. I mean, it's a pretty well done video. And the title is How I Accidentally Went from 0 to 2000 in Chess in 2 years. If you watch the whole video, it's actually pretty inspiring. It's not so accidental. She was really methodical. She was really studious in how she went about improving. So I personally, I think the title is a little bit misleading. You do not just mistakenly or happen to get to 2000 elo in chess. That's not what happens. That's just not realistic, and that's part of the point of this video. So let's take a look at this for a second.
2 years ago, I didn't know how to play chess. I didn't even know how the pieces moved. But like many others, after watching the Queen's Gambit, I decided to teach myself how to play the game from scratch. Less than 2 years later, I achieved a rating of 2000 on chess.com. This is that story.
So, 0 to 2000 elo. Okay, this is not at all accidental. This is like super disciplined, and it's probably mostly why she was able to hit 2000 elo that quickly. So another example, okay, of how this was not at all accidental, and this was very methodical and took a lot of discipline.
There were probably a lot of factors that went into it. Returning from a short break made me see positions with fresh eyes. This was also probably one of the most disciplined periods I've ever had in chess. Puzzles and games and books every single day.
Okay, so first of all, we have puzzles, books, what did she say? Puzzles, books, and games, something like that, every single day. So we have a couple things happening here. We have consistency, which if anyone, goes to the gym or does any other hobby, what you know is that consistency is super important. You go to the gym every single day, you're going to see some progress. Okay, so let's take a look at another YouTuber who is doing this journey to 2000 elo. And again, shout out to this guy. His name's Zach Slag Chess on YouTube. This is, I believe, the last video that he released, okay? And he's at 1951 elo. So he's like he's about to hit 2000 elo. I found the pretty much first video, okay, on his YouTube. And as you guys can see right here, 2 years ago, this was published 2 years ago, okay? His rating is 869 in this, okay? That's 2 years. He went from 869 to 1950. The dude has been putting out videos of his rapid games like every single day. But beyond that, what you'll notice is he did all these, videos on openings, I don't know, what do we have? Improve your chess middle game strategy. I can tell you from experience having to make one of these videos, you learn a lot yourself. So again, this is not accidental. This is someone who seemed to be going about it in a pretty studious way. A lot of different opening videos, which means he had to study all those openings well enough to make a video about it. So we have Philidor, learn the French defense, stop losing to the Stafford Gambit. Okay, you can imagine that he had to go and study the Stafford Gambit, how to refute it. And then lastly, there's this other YouTuber, Ottomeister, shout out to him. And he has a video here, for example, it's called "This One Secret Got Me to 2,000 rating in Just 2 Years." And so I did do a little bit of research. I found his chess.com profile. As you guys can see, he opened the account May 6th, 2020, and his rating, let's just say it's somewhere around 1,000. So he definitely seemed to have a little bit more experience starting out. And let's just see June 30th, 2020, June 30th, 2021, he's already up to 1,800. But before that, he was doing a lot of instructional videos, a lot of openings. We have like the open Roy Lopez theory, traps, tricks, learn the Roy Lopez Steinitz defense, learn the Roy Lopez Berlin defense. So he seems to be pretty good with Roy Lopez. And from what I could tell, this guy really studied to get better at chess. So now if we come back to my profile, I will tell you right now, the reason why I am not higher rated in chess is because I spent too much time playing Blitz. So this brings me to probably the most important part of this video, which is answering a question. Why is your chess not improving? The very simple answer, and what we've learned from these other YouTubers who have gotten incredible progress in their chess, your chess is not improving because of this. Practice does not make perfect, only perfect practice makes perfect. An example to give you guys, okay, is although I am not myself currently a particularly, shining example of what progress can look like if you're really serious about it, not at least with my chess, okay? But if you look at, for example, learning a foreign language, I'm fluent in French as well, okay? And I learned it really damn quick, I'm going to be honest. So I went from essentially knowing no French, okay, to fluent, I would say, to the point where it happens every now and then someone mistakes me and actually thinks that I'm French. This did not happen. I'm telling you guys right now, this did not happen because I just spoke French a lot. I did speak a lot and I was very, very determined. This happened because for me, it was important to develop my accent. So I trained the shit out of my accent. I listened to native speakers. I copied them like a monkey. I watched videos. The same for my grammar. I took a lot of grammar classes. I took it very seriously. So, I put in the work, though. That happened because I worked extremely hard, but not just extremely hard. I worked methodically. If I wanted to improve my accent and have a good accent, I worked on my accent and I imitated, native speakers. I listened carefully to what they were saying, how they said it, and I would repeat it to myself like a crazy person on the train. So it wasn't just simply practice, okay? The reason why this quote is powerful is because if you just practice something a lot, okay, usually you are going to get better. You're definitely going to make some kind of progress. The problem is that if you practice the wrong thing a lot, you have now made a habit out of doing something bad and you're continuing to solidify that habit. So an example would be like in a language, once again, if you're learning a foreign language and you make this like grammatical mistake and no one ever corrects the language, you're going to like solidify that mistake. And your practice is actually only making it worse. It's making it more ingrained. That's why perfect practice means doing the right things that are going to lead to success. And part of that involves studying your mistakes, just like the first YouTuber we looked at. She was writing down in a Google document like every chess game and the mistakes of every game that she was making. That already is huge. And in chess, what I can say in my own experience is that I have never done another sport, hobby, whatever, that demanded so much of this perfect practice. Chess is probably number one example of practicing something a lot is not enough to get better. There were tons of times in my chess progression where I just stagnated because all I was doing was playing game after game after game after game. Okay, if we look at my stats right now, I have played in my lifetime of, chess.com, I have played 9,525 games, which is a pretty decent amount, I feel like. I can tell you right now that if I had spent all that time playing rapid chess, like minimum 10-minute chess, but really I think longer time control is better. And writing down all my mistakes, seeing, the tactics and the openings that I was falling prey to and, that was just weak, I can guarantee right now that I would probably be like those other YouTubers, close to 2,000 or 2,000 already. And so finally, what do you have to do to improve your chess? Like I said, you need to practice, but you need to practice the right things. So what are going to be practicing the right things? You can look this up and find a million different things. There are books, there are puzzles. You don't even need to do the puzzles on chess.com. You have to pay for a membership on chess.com. Go to Lichess or anywhere else on the internet. You can find these things. Puzzles, work on your openings, work on your middle game, work on your end games. And most importantly, write down your mistakes, okay? Because this is probably one of the most important things to improving, just like a foreign language. To get better and improve your grammar or your accent, whatever, first you need to understand what you're doing wrong. And if no one is correcting you or you are not able to correct yourself, you're going to keep making those same mistakes. And that's the same thing that's going to happen with your chess. If you learn an opening and you're playing a crap opening and you just keep playing it, so you're not analyzing your games, you're not trying to understand what you did wrong, etc., you're literally just practicing the wrong thing over and over and over. And I'm saying this because this is what I did for a long, long time. So in response to my own progression in chess that I find personally not satisfactory to my own standards, I actually started a journey to 2000 elo, where I'm giving myself 1 year to reach 2000 elo, and I'm not shaving my beard until I reach that rating. So if you guys are interested in watching this and checking this out, following my progress, seeing what is helping me, seeing where I'm stuck, then click on this video and subscribe for more.